Ever since Kevin Kolb was deemed capable of counting on his own fingers earlier this week, the starting quarterback debate went into full swing. First Kolb, then the flip back to Vick, then the subsequent announcement that Vick's starting as quarterback for the rest of the year. Each turn brought venom from various camps and showed what fans and writers really think about the Eagles' 2010 chances. The rhetoric spans from the timid to the absolutely absurd. Now, the most absurd side of the argument is the one that comes like a horn honking from CSN Philly's Ray Doomsday Didinger. His take on what Reed should do boils back to a single point. Since the Eagles are in a rebuilding phase, winning isn't important. And since winning's not important, Kolb should start. This logic is buried in multiple full-length stories by Ray, but echoed in 7 of 9 responses from his Monday mailbag column. Two things about this whole argument stick out like an almond in a rice bowl. First, do you listen to Andy Reid when he talks? I mean, do you actually listen to what he's saying? And 2, do you trust that Andy Reid and the rest of the Eagles coaching staff knows more than you about football? Because I would think that they do. Reid's famous for describing simple physics of football, so much so that it's a recurring bit on our show. The basic logic defines 2 sides to football, offense and defense, and the fact that the offense has to score more points than the defense allows in order to have a win at the final gun. This simple logic helps pinpoint the answer to thousands of Kolb kooks asking why Vick is the new starter. The Eagles' defense fucking sucks. The worst franchise in history scored 32 points against them last week. Now, to win, according to Reid's basic formula, we need an offense who can outscore the other team, knowing that the other team is going to score as many points as a team possibly can. So, the bottom line to point 1, you can pretend that Reid is talking shit, but at some point you need to take him at face value. Now point 2. The Eagles scouted Kolb. They drafted Kolb. They trained, tortured, sat, abused, and praised Kolb. The Eagles coaching staff knows how he will perform in the NFL, and jerk-off writers working on blogs in their spare time don't. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and the Reid era has put Big Andy as one of the top 6 coaches in the last decade. Calling Reid to the carpet, you're just a piss-stain screaming at the ocean. Reid is a made man, and you're a parlay bookie, so give it a rest, Ray Ray. You can't deny that Reid knows his fucking shit. Bottom line, this is all about Sundays. This week's going to be such a distant memory by Tuesday afternoon, it's like the only value in discussing any of it is to make fun of Ray-ass Didinger. I'll be outside the Seahawks game watching whoever's on Fox in the neighboring tailgate's pickup truck Sunday. After that, I guarantee I'll forget what I'm saying right now. I'll probably forget my social security number. I'll forget where I put my car keys. I'll forget my kids' names. And regardless of how Sunday ends up, unless Vick gets into a knife fight before the Sunday night game ends, I'm sure he'll do better than Kevin Kolb, and I'm sure that the Eagles will beat the Jaguars.